Good day. I'd like to begin my third video by highlighting that CTC is a registered non-profit member-based organization based under the laws of Ontario, operating for over 23 years. Initially established in February of 2001, it commenced with 5 directors, including Abhimanyu Singham, alongside one female director. Over time, the number of directors was expanded to 7 in 2010, following a formal amendment to the Constitution. Ever since 2009, there has been AGM, an election, and 6 presidents have been chosen by members. Presently, the organization is led by elected president and 6 directors as of June 2023. CTC is not a Mickey Mouse operation. It's important to clarify those terms like founding member and lifetime membership hold no validity with the organization structure. The Constitution outlines specific guidelines which the CTC has consistently adhered to, including amendments to its aims and objectives as necessary. It's crucial to clarify that the Canadian Tamil Collective, which I refer to as CT Collective, is not explicitly mentioned in the Constitution nor authorized to act in a supervisory capacity. CTC operates solely as a membership organization where only members in good standing hold the privilege to participate in member events, attending annual general meeting, cast votes, and run for office within the organization, subject to specific restriction and eligibility criteria outlined in the bylaws. In a membership-based organization, decision-making solely and ultimately rests with the members themselves. Through the election of the board, members delegate decision-making responsibilities, provided such decisions align with the organization's constitution. It's essential to have a clear understanding of how registered organizations are constituted in Ontario. During the press conference, members of the CT Collective implied that they held authority to collectively demand an apology from CTC and to reform the organization. Despite not being members themselves, to my knowledge, since 2009 or even before. This span of almost 15 plus years, during which they haven't contributed in any significant capacity except for Mario Pushparatnam from 2009 to 2017. They began by asserting that they had met with members, board directors, and well-wishers claiming support for their agenda. However, they didn't provide specific numbers, making only sweeping general statements. Turning to the meeting attended by the CTC board with 3 CT Collective personnel prior to the press meet, initially there were 3 members present, along with the organization's former spokesperson, who had been contacted by a different lawyer to organize the meeting. The atmosphere was cordial and the board listened to the concern listed. However, the dynamics shifted when 3 additional individuals, including Mukundan Paramalingam, a lawyer and a friend of Gary Anandasangari, entered the meeting. This influx led to crosstalk, ultimately the meeting concluding. Abhisingham, during his introduction of the CT Collective panel at the press meet, highlighted each person's involvement and left with the impression that they continued to contribute to the growth of CTC. However, from my perspective, as someone who joined CTC in January 2009 and has been active ever since then, I believe it's important to provide a more accurate interpretation. Lakshmi Vasan assisted in organizing the 2002 conference, but allowed CTC to become dormant or bankrupt in 2003. She briefly engaged in some work through a law firm. CTC was coordinating that particular one when the board with Tamils arrived in 2009. Abhisingam, while registered as the first of 5 directors in 2001, also allowed CTC to become dormant or bankrupt in 2003. Nidan Shan, although possibly involved from the organization's inception in 2001 or 2002, seems to withdraw from active participation in CTC once he embarked on his political career in 2003 by becoming a school trustee. Reverend Chandragasan was in 2002 but was absent when CTC went dormant or bankrupt in 2003, and parts of 4 was brought back as president in 2005 and went out on his own thereafter. These individuals may have had initial involvement with CTC, but their contributions appeared to diminish over time, with periods of inactivity or disengagement from the organization through no fault of CTC, as far as I'm aware. Let's address some of the sweeping statements made during the press meet. CTC calls itself Voice of Tamil Canadians. CTC has never said that they are the voice of the Tamil Canadians. Indeed, the CT collective did identify themselves as the voice of Tamil Samuham, as mentioned by Nidan Shah. However, it's worth noting the distinction between claiming to represent all Tamil Canadians and representing a segment or perspective within the Tamil Canadian community. The recent formation of the CT collective, asserting to represent the voice of Tamil Samuham alongside individuals in Sri Lanka, raises question about the legitimacy of such broad representation. Then the word genocide. CTC never ever said there was others not to use the word in deed or action anywhere publicly. The CTC has never discouraged others from using the term genocide to describe the events in Sri Lanka. Instead, the organization has opted to use internationally accepted terminology such as war crimes and crimes against humanity, especially in contexts involving engagement with politicians, international entities, and country missions. This decision aligns with the need for internationally recognized terminology when addressing such serious matters. A detailed explanation of this stance can be found in my communications, including the first video. The video was sent to Mario on March 3rd. However, despite a response from Mario on March 4, stating his intent to reply once he addressed urgent work matters, no further response has been received as of March 21. The word declaration. Ethan Shah questioned the use of declaration for the Himalayan declaration, suggesting it typically signifies conclusion. However, terms like declaration of war shows it can signify initiation too. The Himalayan declaration marks the start of discussion, not necessarily a final agreement. Its 6 statements lay groundwork for further talks, aiming to highlight the importance of the commitments made even at the early stages. Not having the word Tamil. The absence of the word Tamil in the document signed by the Global Tamil Forum and Sangha for Better Sri Lanka was indeed noted as a concern. Neither GTF nor Sangha for Better Sri Lanka represent the entire Tamil or Sinhalese populations respectively. Therefore, the document avoided specifying any particular ethnic group to prevent questions about inclusivity for other ethnic groups like Muslims and Burghers who were not present in Nepal when the document was done. To clarify, the Himalayan Declaration serves as a framework for discussion rather than a legally binding agreement. It outlines agreed upon points between both parties aimed at initiating a dialogue. The document is accessible on the Global Tamil Forum's Facebook page for review. Its purpose to foster a national conversation among the religious leaders and other stakeholders, with provisions for additions and deletion as discussions evolve. Before indulging in speculative commentary, it's crucial for all parties, including the CT collective, to diligently scrutinize the HD document. There was also a mention that CTC had deviated from advocacy posts in spite of very clearly indicating in my first video how much it's done, including the second video as well. Contrary to any notion of inactivity stated by Mario, the CTC has remained active and engaged. Evidence of this can be found in my first and second video and WhatsApp, demonstrating ongoing advocacy efforts. CTC continued to vigorously advocate for the United Nations Human Rights Council and other forums and campaigned for sanctions with documented proof available. Regarding comments about initiatives like Vasantham and Morton Bicer's research contrasting with CTC's conference by Reverend Chandrahandan, a CTC's release on August 15, 2019 clarified its post-conference action. CTC representative, along with IMHO, engaged with the relevant ministry in 2017 itself, resulting in IMHO submitting a proposal and securing 540,000 funding in August 2019 for work in Sri Lanka. Additionally, a hospital in northern Sri Lanka received substantial funding from Netherlands, partly informed by insight gleaned from the conference's report. Furthermore, the 28 conference attendees from North and East benefited significantly from valuable training and gained insight previously inaccessible due to wartime constraints, underscoring the conference's worth. In CTC's opinion, the conference served its purpose. Another suggestion was CTC had changed from what was agreed upon in 2002. Thank you. I think that's a big compliment. The evolution of the CTC stands as a testament to its positive adaptation, unlike companies like Kodak and Xerox, which failed to adjust to changing circumstances, leading to their downfall. In contrast, CTC's dynamic constitution has undergone changes, particularly in 2009 and 2010, to better facilitate its work in Sri Lanka and Canada. Please watch that video at the end of my first video to see just a few of what CTC had done in the last 15 years. Even when CT Collective was having the press meeting, CTC has remained actively engaged in an on-the-ground initiative in Sri Lanka. This includes completion of a laboratory and science facility for a Tamil school in Kurunagala district, benefiting Tamils of Indian origin, and the foundation laying for the Canadian Batticaloa Friendship Farm in Batticaloa. It's crucial for CT Collective to understand that alongside these initiatives, CTC has made a commitment to advocacy work. This multifaceted approach underscores CTC's versatility and unwavering dedication to serving the Tamil community. Another complaint was Tamil people not consulted when HD was started. The assertion that people haven't been consulted is unfounded, as a national conversation has indeed begun. Starting on February 9th this year, the first of 5 planned workshops covering 25 districts commenced in Kurunagala district, involving religious leaders from all faiths and ethnicities. 2 more workshops have since been completed in Kandy and Batticaloa. With the momentum gained from these discussions on the ground, the Global Tamil Forum looks to local leadership and grassroots organizations to continue these conversations. Is there a better way to solve the problem than people-to-people dialogue between individuals from diverse ethnic and religious background? You tell me. Isn't that a good start? It's important to note that people aren't being coerced into participating. Rather, they're engaging in dialogue about finding solutions that benefit them directly. without external dictates from diaspora organizations like CTC, CT Collective, GTF, or others. This approach emphasizes the importance of empowering local communities to ownership of their issues and collaborate on effective solutions. There was a big allegation that countries are paying for CTC trip. It's important to clarify that CTC did not receive any payment, not even $1, for either the trip to Nepal or Sri Lanka. Participants' expenses were fully covered for the trip to Nepal, including return ticket, accommodation, and transportation. However, for the trip to Sri Lanka, only accommodation and internal transportation were covered. All participants had to cover their own expenses for airfare to and from Sri Lanka. This demonstrates the dedication of CTC and GTF members who are committed to addressing issues facing Tamils and others in Sri Lanka without seeking financial compensation. Their willingness to invest their own time and resources underscores their genuine desire to contribute to finding solution and making a positive impact on the ground. The utilization of the Tamil community's struggle in Sri Lanka is exploited by some Canadian politicians, mostly Tamil, certain legal professionals, and other individuals for their own political or personal gains and advantages. Another complaint was the conference took place in April 2023, but details were released to the public only in December. The delay was due to a request from Sangha for Better Sri Lanka, which requested that all attendees agreed to release the document first to the president. Unfortunately, the president's appointment for the meeting got delayed and finally was scheduled for December 7, 2023. There was no ulterior motive or hidden agenda behind this delay, despite some individual and CT collective speculating otherwise. During the press conference, a woman dressed in blue made a statement insinuating 90 lakhs were being exchanged, with the fund ultimately getting to the Sri Lankan government. Only she and perhaps CT Collective are privy to the context behind her remark. I don't know. Nobody seems to know. However, such ambiguous statements should not be left unaddressed. It's imperative that at the next CT Collective meeting, clarity is provided on such matters to prevent the dissemination of unfounded claims. Engaging in sensationalism without verification is detrimental not only to the reputation of all of us, but also to the wider community. We must be cautious not to muddy the waters with unverified statement, as it could have repercussion for all involved. Some of you know me. I'm Raj Tavaratnasingam, former director, two-term president for 4 years, and former advisory council member of the Canadian Tamil Congress, as well as coordinator for UNHRC work for nearly 15 years. I don't hold any board position now, so I can say what I want to say. I want to clarify that all comments and video represent my own views and perspective. I take full responsibility for them. Thank you for watching. I probably see you in another video very soon. But let's talk about what CT Collective can do to unearth some of the money that seems to be floating around, which was collected from people. Thank you. Bye for now.